Hey everyone, welcome back to Very Factual Podcast. I am your host, Izabella. Kayla will be back next week, but we had some really good games this weekend, and Man City, they took top spot in the table on Saturday with an emphatic 0-4 win against Fulham. Joško Gvardiol would continue his goal-scoring form with a goal in the 13th minute, and after half-time, Phil Foden would make it 2-0. Gvardiol would then get another in the 71st minute, and to top it off, Julian Alvarez would win a penalty and convert it in the last minute of the game. This game was so entertaining. It was the performance of title winners. This was just it was such a strong performance by City, and they took top spot. They were on 85 points, and they absolutely dominated the game. They steamrolled Fulham so easily, and I just love the professionalism from the players. They know what they have to do, and they will always give their all no matter how, I guess, easy the opponents are. Like, they're always hungry. They always want to do more. And yes, the first 10 minutes were wonky, kind of like Fulham you could see Fulham kind of getting something out of it, but then Gvardiol scores and it flip-flopped. The game was all City's. Gvardiol continues to impress. He's been really helping City out. He has 5 goals in 7 games as a defender, and he just knows his role now. He came into City to be a left back, but Pep wasn't playing him there, and then he played him on the wings, and then Pep transformed him into some hybrid, defensive wing player, and he's so great on the ball. He has incredible footwork for a defender, and it's just so crazy to see. He plays so high up. He kind of gives me, Trent vibes, but I feel like Trent is pretty bad defensively, but Gvardiol is amazing defensively. He knows his spot all over the field, and it's money well spent for City. This is probably, I would say, their best signing of the summer, and he kind of has that kind of Ilkay Gundogan aspect. He's kind of I don't want to say he's his exact replacement, but you could see kind of the similarities, and he has an incredible attitude as well. He could have had a hat trick in this game, but he declined the penalty and let Alvarez take it and said that that's his job, and that's what I love to see. I love to see players knowing their roles and staying in their lanes, and he did exactly that. And some players in this game weren't that good for City, like Kevin De Bruyne, Haaland, Foden. They weren't at their best, yet they still came away with 4 goals and a clean sheet, and that just tells you something about this team. They are absolutely incredible. The title race is almost done. Man City play Spurs on Tuesday, and City do not have really any injuries. Ake came off in the game, but he looks okay, and all the other players are fit and ready to finish the season off, and I think that's really what it's going to come down to. And I know City won't back down until the final whistle of the final game is blown and all their hard work pay off, and I think they will win the title. They have that game in hand, and Arsenal don't. They just play on Sunday, the last match day, and I don't see Arsenal dropping points, and I think it's just going to come down to City winning at Spurs, and yeah. And I can't wait to see how it ends, because I think this is going to come down to the last day, and I'm so excited to see. The other crucial title race game was Man United taking on Arsenal on Sunday, and Arsenal managed to stay on City's tail, winning 1-0 with a goal by Leonardo Trossard in the 20th minute, bringing them back to the top of the table, meaning that the title race will go down right to the final day of the season. And this was not a game we want to see. I guess it wasn't the game we were expecting. I expected Arsenal to maybe get a bit more, but Arsenal just needed to win, and that's exactly what they did, because they have one more game left in a crucial title race, and it doesn't even matter how good you are in these games, you just need to win. And Arsenal were definitely not at their best, and we saw that. United, they looked a bit better because of that. They pressed Arsenal a little bit, and but they didn't really start to like threat their net until after halftime. I feel like that's when the majority of United's chances started coming, and Leonardo Trossard scored the only goal of the game. And as I said, I believe it was last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, he always performs on the field. And even though I really don't like Arsenal, I got to give it to them. He is a heck of a player. He is a game changer. No matter if he comes off the bench or starts, he will always get an assist or a goal. And he's a very underrated player, and I just enjoy watching him a lot because I always know that he's going to create something. And Arsenal as a team, they were very cautious, and we saw that because this is not really the Arsenal we were used to seeing as of late, and they didn't want to make any mistakes, and we saw that because they're kind of focused on that instead of getting goals and going crazy. And at the end of the day, they got the result, and who cares, because that's, like I said, that's all that matters. And United are not a real threat because of their results recently and how they've been this season. So it gave Arsenal a kind of another excuse to play it safe. They didn't have to try anything crazy because United didn't try anything crazy. And I think United's standards are so low that they looked good today because Arsenal were not at their best, and this should have been a bigger result for Arsenal. And United should be happy that they got away with only 1-0 because it probably should have been more, because United's defense is so bad and so weak. Like, Casemiro is now playing in defense, but he's gone as a player. He is not the player he used to be. Wan-Bissaka also did not have a good game. Johnny Evans, like, he came back on like a year deal. I think Dalot is like the only real solid defender that they have, and Arsenal really should have punished them, but we could see that they were more focused on not making mistakes than scoring. And like I said, now the title is being decided on the final day of the season, and I cannot wait. Both teams, Arsenal and Man City, have to give it their all, and they play the same time next Sunday, so it's going to be even better. I seriously cannot wait, and this is probably going to be one of the most exciting endings to the title race because both teams have been so good and they have amazing players, and it'll all come down to those 90 minutes, and I can't wait to see who wins. Chelsea continued to go in the right direction under Mauricio Pochettino, coming back to win 2-3 versus relegation-bound Nottingham Forest. Chelsea would open the scoring early in the 8th minute with a goal by Mykhailo Mudryk, but in less than 10 minutes, Forest would get one back with a goal by Willy Boly. Callum Hudson-Odoi would then net in the 74th minute, looking to save them from relegation, but Chelsea would continue to fight, with Raheem Sterling scoring in the 80th minute and Nico Jackson getting the game-winning goal in the 82nd minute. As a Chelsea fan, I am very happy with this result. That is, I guess, like you could say, like 3.5 games we've been good. We showed a lot of character in this game. We started off very well. Like, when we got the first goal that early, I was like, wow. I was like, this is continuing. We are showing more and more confidence. But then Forest started catching up. And my only thought, I was like, okay, maybe I got a false sense of hope. We're back to reality. It's the same old Chelsea. And once Forest got the 2 goals, I was like so sure. I was like, okay, we're not turning it around, because we haven't done that a lot this season. But somehow we managed to get 2 goals back in like 2 minutes, just like that. We kept the lead, and which is something very rare for us. Like, Chelsea have not been good at doing that this season, and all the goals were incredible from Chelsea. Palmer's assist to Mudryk to get Mudryk's 5th Chelsea goal. It was just such a composed finish, and Cole Palmer just found like this space that no one else saw. And Reece James, he played his first game since December, and he got an assist, which proved to be the game-winning goal. And it's just so great to have him back, because he is our captain, and we definitely missed him, and I miss him on the field because he is such a presence, and he can also play really high up. And I'm just very happy to have a lot of our squad back and in good form. Like, everything, I don't want to jinx it, but everything right now is getting better for us, and I am so glad Pochettino was getting us where we need. And it's really all down to time. If you think of it, you need to give managers time and the players they're behind him, and you can see that they look happier. There's a bit more unity. Yes, we're not perfect, but it's better than it was. And now we might get European football, and I would count that as a successful season. Like, I personally would, and especially from where we came from. We were not starting off the season on the right foot, and yes, it's not the Chelsea we're used to, but it's getting better, and that's a fact. Like, no one can deny that. Everyone has to acknowledge it, and I am very happy with the team, especially how we didn't back down this game, and we need more of this. We need to finish strong, get European football, and start the next season off fresh and on the right foot. Another thriller of a game took place on Monday when Aston Villa came back late to draw Liverpool 3-3. Liverpool started off on the right foot when Emiliano Martinez would make a mistake in the second minute, causing Liverpool to take the lead. 10 minutes later, Yuri Tielemans would equalize for Villa. Cody Gakpo would then give Liverpool the lead into halftime, and 3 minutes into the second half, Jarell Quansah would give Liverpool a comfortable 3-1 lead. But in the late stages of the game, John Duran would score twice, sharing the points. This was such a box office game, and these are the games as a neutral I love to see. Maybe not so much for the Liverpool fans. I think Villa fans are very happy with the result. And basically, if Aston Villa would have won this game, they would confirm their fourth spot. They would have fourth place. And I think they should be fine, though. Even if Spurs win against City, I don't really see Spurs overtaking Villa. I think Villa secured it. And that would mean they have Champions League next season. And they did fairly well in the Europa Conference League. They got knocked out in the semifinal. And Villa, I think they deserve the fourth spot. I think they've been amazing this season. They'll need to adapt to it, and it might be hard, but it's a good problem to have because it just shows how good of a team they are. For the game itself, I feel like it was almost all over the place. Not in a bad way, but there was just so much going on both sides of the field. Like Emiliano Martinez made a mistake right off the bat. It caused Liverpool to go up. And then for all the chances Villa had, I think they deserved the draw. They deserved to get something out of the game, and they definitely did. They never looked panicky, and I think that's very important, and it's a good mentality to have. Even when they were 3-1 down, they kept pushing and pushing, and they pushed Liverpool so high, I was kind of shocked. Like, they did not back down at all, and I think it's all down to Unai Emery. He transformed this team. They're very aggressive in attack. They are crazy fast. They never stop, and all the players he brought in has changed this team for the better, and even the manager himself, he just absolutely transformed this team. Liverpool, they were very relaxed in this game, and I think that's because they have nothing to play for. They are going to finish third. I mean, they could have won the title potentially, but they started slipping down. But third is it's good to be in those spots. It's good to have Champions League. And Villa, they capitalized on Liverpool's laziness and their mistakes. They saw that Liverpool were backing down, and they just, you know, they capitalized on that. They went up, they kept pushing and pushing, and towards the end of the season for Liverpool, we've seen that a lot of their players, I mean, like their forward players, have been out of form. Darwin Nunez has become absolutely invisible, and I feel bad for him. I think he has the potential to be a great player, and we've seen that in brief moments for a couple games, but he cannot perform in the big moments, and that's what Liverpool need. And I want to give him time because I very much like him as a person, and I think Liverpool have given him a bit over a year now, I would say, and he hasn't really proved to be consistent. And when the new manager comes in, Nunez has to make a good first impression, because if not, then he has to go, no questions asked. You have to perform at a club like Liverpool. Like we see Salah, he sometimes becomes, a bit invisible, but then he goes on like a crazy run and he gets those goals, and he pops up when he needs to and helps the team. Same thing with Gakpo recently. I don't think Gakpo was maybe as strong as a player, but he scored today and he just shows up when Liverpool needs them. And the VAR, oh my gosh, we have to talk about VAR. VAR was such a big part of this game. Literally every goal, it felt like there was a VAR check. That's exactly what it felt like. And the fact that it takes like 4 minutes to put a line down to see if someone is offside is ridiculous. And lucky for the Premier League, they will have automated offside next season, which will be such a blessing because the players just stand there for like 5 minutes not knowing what to do, waiting for the VAR officials to make a call, and it's going to make it much quicker because no one likes this. It's too time consuming, and it's not good for the Prem, especially an advanced league like this. I think the automated offside will be so much better and the game will go at a quicker pace. And that is all the games I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for listening. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and YouTube at Very Factual Podcast.